Hi everybody and welcome to Mr. GT Online. This video does show you the difference of the Oppressor Mark 2's capabilities just before the update or before the DLC and now when it's after the update. So I've compared it and analyzed it, and this video does show you what's the difference, how much capabilities have been gone down, and what's the difference between the before of the Mark 2 and then after the DLC, or say after of the Mark 2. So for any ado, now let's get straight into the video. Now on your screen, this clip is before the DLC. I have the countermeasures, flares applied on my Oppressor Mark 2, and the flares can be deployed easily after approximately 3 seconds. This is what I observed. As you can see on your screen as well, the flares can be easily deployed after 3 seconds of usage again. So 3 seconds was the gap before the DLC, and now let's compare it to when after the DLC. Now this is the clip after the DLC I've recorded, and now you can see the flares, the countermeasure flares have an easily gap of 9 seconds approximately, which I counted. So approximately 6 seconds is the gap that have been there on the Oppressor Mark 2's flares countermeasures when we compare it to the before and after of the DLC. The Chaff countermeasures earlier before the DLC had a gap of 10 seconds when it can be deployed again, but now the gap has been obviously increased, and there is no point of applying these Chaff countermeasures to the Oppressor Mark 2 just because the flares also now have a gap of 9 seconds. So yes, the capabilities of the Oppressor Mark 2 have definitely gone down, and now let's compare it on the aiming basis and the effectiveness basis. Now comparing the Oppressor Mark 2 on the basis of the aiming capabilities, this clip is before the DLC, and I do think it's exactly the same. The aiming capabilities of the Oppressor Mark 2 is exactly the same. Now as you can see on your screen, this is before the DLC. The aiming capabilities are exactly the same. It could grab aims from a long distance as well, but now on your screen this is after the DLC. The new DLC has been launched. The aiming capabilities do remain the same. It could grab aims from a long distance now as well. One more example of the exact same thing is again in front of you, that the aiming capabilities are as good as before as well. So this card that I destroyed currently was the Kuruma, and it could be destroyed in just a single RPG as before. So the aiming capabilities are exactly the same. Now talking on the point of the effectiveness of the homing missiles, on my personal experience they have the effectiveness reduced by 10 to 20%. Again, that's not major. The major reduction in the capabilities of the Oppressor Mark 2 is the increased in the time of the countermeasure flares that I showed you earlier in the video. Earlier the countermeasures deployed again in 3 seconds, but that time has now been increased to 9 seconds approximately, which I showed you earlier in this video, and that's a major letdown to the capabilities of the Oppressor Mark 2. So that's it for this video, guys. To summarize it, the main difference or the major capabilities let down is in terms of the flare countermeasures, and otherwise the aiming capabilities do remain the same. The effectiveness has been reduced by approximately 10 to 20%. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. A like and subscribe would be highly appreciable. Thank you and bye bye.